Songpon TV.
Hi and welcome to Songpon TV. My name's Ruth and I'm going to be your host today for what is our 7th episode of Songpon TV. And if you haven't already checked out the previous episodes, I encourage you, go back there. There's some really great tips and tricks and also some really great piano lessons for you to get into. I'm going to go straight into it today. Our tip for today is on performing. Now, performing is it's quite a challenge if you've never done it before, but it's something that is really useful and helpful in just your general playing. I encourage you to go out and get some of your mates or maybe your family, make them sit them down in the lounge or wherever your piano is, and give them a little performance, maybe a couple of songs. It doesn't have to be anything huge. But the reason we do this is so that you can, well, for one, gain experience performing and start to try and tackle some of the nerves that you get performing in front of people. And it's always good to test it in front of friends and families before you go out into performing for the general public. Also, this highlights any problem areas you might be having in your songs or your playing. You'll find that if there's something you're unsure of or something that you haven't completely mastered in your playing, it will certainly come out under that pressure of performing. So that's the tip for today. Gather your friends and family, give them a little performance. Not only are you working on your piano skills, but you're also giving them something awesome to listen to and entertaining them. Okay, so on to the lesson for today. The lesson is we're starting the series on how to write your own songs, and this is something that has been requested through your emails, and I'm really glad that you've touched on this. Today we're going to be looking at the first thing, which is building impact in your song. And we're going to take a look at how we can use different techniques, different ways of playing to build that impact into a song so that we're going up to an effective climax and then coming down again to end the song. So what you want to do is one thing that I encourage you to do with your first songs is to start the song, maybe the intro or the first verse, up in the 8 VA, and the 8 VA means that we're in the octave above, or anywhere above really, the middle C. So we're coming up here. I'm going to play a little example of a first verse or an intro, and we'll see what that sounds like. And then what you want to do is if that's an intro or a first verse, we want to go down the octave, down to middle C to say, okay, now the song started. Now we've got some lyric in there. So we come down, do the verse again. And you can tell how coming down that octave really makes it seem like the song's really got into it now. So now we're going into the chorus, and what I recommend for the chorus is we keep it in that same register because we're just introducing a new part of the song and we don't want to bring too much too soon. We want to keep our cards to our chest. So our first chorus. And then we go back into a third verse, which generally I would keep in the same register and just keep that quiet. So we're back to the verse progression. And again, obviously you're not going to be playing this song. You can do this with any song that you've composed for yourself. Now coming to the second chorus, I generally take just to build it up a little bit more because we've already heard the chorus and we're not presenting anything new because generally in every chorus the lyric is the same. So we're going to bring our left hand down and start playing an octave bass. So we're going to play plain bass in the lower register, and this is going to bring a little bit more power to this chorus. And then we're going to want to create a bridge. And now my advice for creating a bridge is to make it something completely different, something completely left field. Because generally, and also lyrically, the bridge is something that we haven't heard yet, or it's a different idea or a different perspective on the topic of the song. So we want to do that musically as well. So do that when you're choosing your chords. You could even change key if you like, or just use a different articulation method. So if we, typically in this song so far, I've been playing block chords, which is just playing the full chord as it is all at once. So to chop it up, we might want to use some arpeggios. So it sounds quite different to before. And then we go back to probably our last chorus, which is going to be the most powerful chorus out of the lot. So what you want to do here is add a lot more weight into the keys. You want to make it a bit louder and maybe a bit more articulation of the chords as well. And you can see that before I was adding a few different inversions up the keyboard as well. That can help. Okay, so now we're getting towards the end of the song where we've just had the climax. We want to go down the other end and we want to finish the song on a nice note. And so we'll finish where we started, basically. Let's go back up to the high octave for the last verse. And then if you want, you can finish up there or finish with a low octave for that sense of finality. Okay, and that's our tonic there. So what we've done there is we've created an arc in the song. So we've built up to a climax and then we've gone back down to finish it really nicely and bring the listener to a place where they feel like the song's finished and it's concluded. Okay, so that's my advice for today. That's Songwriting 101 Part 1. Building up the impact in your song. So that's episode 7. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, send me in your emails to with the Have Your Say link on the songpond.tv website so that you can tell me what it is you want to learn. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. Okay, see you later.
SPTV, proudly brought to you by songpond.com, where you learn to play your favorite songs.